Hello and welcome everyone to our live debates here on TV 35. Another election year, the City of Dublin elections coming up on November the 8th. We got a big night lined up tonight. Just to let you know what we've got lined up for you. 7 o'clock, right now we're starting with our City Council Ward 1 between Julia DRIGER and Miss Janice Stewart. 7:30, we've got Ward 2, Gary Johnson, David Edmonds. 8 o'clock, we've got City Council Ward 3 between Ed Touchberry and Junior Scarborough. Then at 8:30, Board of Education, the only one up this time, District 3 between Calvin Sturgis and Bill Perry. And of course, 9 o'clock, the mayor's race between the incumbent, Mayor Phil Best, and Reverend Johnny Vaughn. So we've got a great night lined up. We're going to get started here with just a little house cleaning. Let me tell you how it's going to go. Basically, each candidate's going to have a 1-minute opening statement, and then they'll have a 1-minute closing statement. In between that, we're going to go through a lot of questions. Each candidate has the right to turn in 2 questions for their opponent. Some decide to, some have not, but we will have that part of it. And then we will also have rebuttals. This is a debate, so if one of them says something the other one don't like, we will debate the issue up to a certain point, and then we'll move on from there. We will be going in alphabetical order, but on this first debate, we want to tell you that Ms. Julia DRIGER, the incumbent in Ward 1, called the TV station this afternoon, had a medical emergency. We wish her the best, let her know she's in our prayers, but the debate must go on, and I have with me her challenger in this Ward 1 seat is Ms. Janice Stewart. Janice, welcome tonight to our debate.
Thank you.
And we appreciate you being here with us tonight. And what we want to do is go on and get started. We're going to talk a lot about you, Janice. First of all, won't you tell our viewers all about your family and why you wanted to run for this seat?
Well, I'm a mother of 14 grandchildren. I'm employed at Clark Benson VA Medical Center. And I decided to run for the city council. I had been asked to run several times, but I had a lot on my plate at that time. And I felt like this time was my opportunity to run. I would like to see improvements, make things better for the community and Ward 1. I believe I'm that person to make that happen.
Okay. Now, Janice, we talked earlier this week, and you know jobs is on a lot of people's minds. And you're hearing a lot about it on the campaign trail out there. Tell us what you think about jobs and how you can contribute there.
My number one issue is jobs for the city and the wards. Our economy is kind of bad and tough, but I believe we can piggyback into other counties and kind of think outside the box to bring industries in to help them people to have jobs. That is one of my goals, to try to bring jobs into the city for the community.
Okay, Janice, one of our questions from a viewer tonight is, why can't I get my garbage picked up twice a week like I used to? The county says I can't use their recycling center anymore. What about garbage? What do you think you can add here?
I would like to have my garbage picked up twice a week too. So I'm in line with the citizens. I don't see why we can't have it done. We used to have it done. Maybe we can revisit that policy and make that happen. For the recycling, if the county do not want us to use their recycling, then maybe the city need to think about having our own recycle.
Okay, thank you. And just a reminder, everyone, usually during our debates, we take questions during the debates. We've got a astronomical amount of questions. We won't even get to the questions you've already sent in, so we're going to try to get to as many as we can, but we will not be taking calls tonight during this live debate coverage, so that's a little different than things in the past. But going right on to another one here. Gang problems. We've had some meetings here in the last year about gangs with the city council, but first of all, let me ask you, Janice, do you think there's a gang problem in Dublin, and if so, what degree?
I don't really think we have a gang problem in Dublin. I think what we have in Dublin is lack of recreation for our children. I feel like if we can increase the recreation, give our kids something to do, none of us will have to worry about a gang problem. Just because we don't have any recreation, and the recreation we have are so far out, our kids doesn't have a way to get there. And they just gang up with the people on their streets that they're friends with. It doesn't mean that they are gang, they just want to talk and communicate.
Okay. And let me ask you, if you were elected this city council post, Janice, what would be your top priority?
My top priority is jobs and economic. We need to change that. We need to get jobs in for the unemployment. They say we are the highest unemployment county. And I want to know, since we are the highest, why we don't piggyback in some of the other counties and find out what they're doing to make their employment less.
Okay, let me ask you one more question before we go to a break, but a lot of questions come from our viewers on the Humane Society. A lot of concern there, and it's called the Dublin Lawrence County Humane Society, but just so our viewers understand, it is a non-profit organization. But here's one of the questions, like we got many. The Humane Society of Lawrence County kills 80% of the animals in the county. This is a city and county problem. What can we do to stop this?
What we can do, we can work hand in hand with Humane Society to see how long they are allowed to keep the animals. If we have to give more money to them to help them keep the animals more, till we can get somebody to adopt them, then that's what I'm going to do for the Humane Society. We need to work hand in hand with them to make sure that we take care of our animals as well as our community and our wards.
Okay, Janice Stewart with me today on this first debate. This is the City Council Ward 1, and we're going to take a commercial break, and we'll be back right after this word.
I'm here on Washington Street where one of our sanitation crews are doing their work that they do every day. Whether it's raining, whether it's hot, whether it's cold, they're out here working and keeping our city looking good. My opponent says that our city crew needs an attitude adjustment and that they need changing. I disagree. I'm very proud of our city crew. I'm very proud of all of our city employees, and they love and respect the people of Dublin, and we need to keep them going just as strong as they always have.
Welcome, friends, to Papi Locos. For authentic Mexican cuisine, there's only one place to go, and that's Papi Locos, located in the Home Depot Shopping Center in Dublin. For friendly service, good food, and cool drinks, head on over to Papi Locos. Open Monday through Thursday, 11 to 3, and then 5 to 10, and Friday and Saturday, 11 to 11. Enjoy Papi Locos.
The choice is clear. For all your glass needs, call Glass Doctor. Beautify your home with shower and bath enclosures, mirrors and tabletops, decorative glass for your entry door. And for your car, only Glass Doctor guarantees your new windshield for 12 full months against breakage, plus a lifetime against leaks and defects. Fast and friendly, even 24-hour emergency service for your business.
Call the Glass Doctor, we'll fix your pains. Oh, yeah.
The Glass Doctor, a division of Dublin Glass and Window Company, serving Middle Georgia since 1962.
That was a swampland. He has developed it into something for the community. Particularly for those who knew the property that was across from Susie Dasher. Those who don't know it, it was a swamp area. But look at it today. And what it's doing is serving the needs of this community. We got to also remember that nobody has a monopoly on the seat of the mayor. Amen. And I do want you to know that I don't have any problem with Phil Best being the current mayor. But I think that he has served his time, and it's time for a change. We need folks who understand what needs to be done and don't take no for an answer. That's right.
Welcome back, everybody. As we continue our live debate coverage here on TV 35, we are dead in the middle of City Council Ward 1. And I have with me here Miss Janice Stewart. Welcome again, Janice, to our debate tonight. I'm going to go right into a question here. What is the biggest problem you see facing our city today?
Jobs.
That was a short answer, wasn't it? You want to expand on that?
Well, I feel like it's jobs because the unemployment is so high, and we need to try to do something to get the unemployment down. So job is really one of my biggest concerns.
Okay, this next question, very interesting question here. And want to thank all our viewers for sending in questions, all our debates. So that is really the best part of it, is knowing what's on your mind. And it really surprises the elected officials a lot of times by finding out exactly what's on your mind, and them going out knocking on doors and then watching these debates and seeing what our viewers are thinking. And here's a question, Janice, I thought was an interesting question. What political figure in history do you most admire?
Abraham Lincoln.
Abraham Lincoln. Why is he the one?
Because I believe if it had not been for Abraham Lincoln doing what he did, we wouldn't have the opportunities that we have today.
Okay, Abraham Lincoln. And want to remind you also that we will be re-airing. This is a live telecast tonight. You cannot edit under the rules of a debate. We cannot edit any portion out. So any errors we make tonight or anything said tonight will be part of history here in this election. But we will be re-airing this telecast. But tonight it is live, and we want to remind you that you can go out and do advanced voting starting next Monday, and that is the 17th, and you need to get out and vote. We have early voting and advanced voting this year. Okay, a lot of questions come in on doing business with the city if you work for the city. Let me ask you this, Janice, from one viewer. Can city employees and elected officials and their families do business with the city of Dublin? First question. And if so, do you think this is a conflict of interest?
I do believe it's a conflict of interest. I do not think they need to be able to do business with the city of Dublin.
Okay, a lot of questions on consolidation. It's been talked about as far as our school system. But we had some questions to city council candidates, and the mayor's race will be coming up a little later. And that question is, should Dublin and Lawrence County consolidate to save money?
I don't think you should never consolidate to save money, especially if it's going to interfere with the safety of our citizens. So I don't think consolidation is the answer. I think we need to review the resources that we have and make sure we're doing the right thing with those resources.
Okay, just a reminder, if you're just joining us, we're in the middle of our debate here in Ward 1 City Council. The incumbent, Ms. Julia Drigger, called the station this afternoon. She had an medical emergency with her family, and just want to let you know that programming note. And I have with me on the set tonight Ms. Janice W. Stewart, and she is running for this city council seat. Janice, let's go back to something you said a little earlier. You said you had thought about this many times. Tell me, how long have you been thinking about this, and what brought you to this decision this time?
Well, I had a lot of friends ask me about running for city council years back, and at that time I am the president of AFGE Local 1985 at Carl Vincent Bay Medical Center, and that's a job that requires a lot of work. So I wanted to make sure I gave the bargaining unit what they deserved and make sure I was there to be present when they needed. So I felt like I wasn't able to run for city council at that time. Now I have a lot of employees that have joined in, that assist me in representing the employees. So I felt like, well, now is my time that I can do something for my community and my ward.
Okay, we're early in this debate tonight, and you've already heard the word jobs several times, and I'm sure by the end of tonight you'll have heard it many times. Okay, Janice, this is, and I listened to this voicemail. This is from someone who says, I've been out of work for 19 months. Is there any hope of new jobs coming to Dublin?
Vote for me and you will see. I'm determined to try to get new jobs into this city to lower our unemployment. So a vote for me is a vote for you.
Okay, a lot of questions coming. You know, the movie business has really gotten big in Georgia, and we've actually got a tourism department that just handles that now. But a lot of people want movies to come to Dublin. And as a matter of fact, you probably read recently Jack Walker's heading up that area and trying to build our portfolio here in Lawrence County. So a lot of good people already working on it. But let me ask you this question from a viewer, Janice. It seems so many movies and commercials are being made in Georgia. What can we do to get our fair share in Dublin?
I think we need to piggyback into other counties that have already did that, or cities that have done that, and figure out how they've done it and try to piggyback into that and see if we can do that. Because sure, I would like to see commercials and movies done in Dublin. Who knows? We probably have some stars if we can get that done. So I'm interested in making that happen too.
And I'm sure we got some stars listening to us out there tonight, so let's keep that in mind. A lot of questions on the farmers market. I was down there this weekend. It's something we ought to be proud of. But Janice, a lot of questions on the farmers market. Is it being used as intended, and can we do more to enhance more visitors down there?
I don't know what the intent was for the farmer market, but I know we can do more to enhance more productivity with the farmers market. I've seen people come in with their products to sell, and I think we can just launch out and make that a little bit bigger and more efficient.
Okay, we had several baggy pants questions. Of course, you should have knew that was going to come up since that ordinance was passed this past term. But looking back on it, do you think it was the right thing to ban baggy pants, and has it affected anything in Dublin, you think?
I don't think it has affected anything in Dublin, and my thoughts are everything don't need to have an ordinance or everything don't need to be banned. I think sometimes we need to just educate.
Okay, what about adult shops? Question here, why are these adult shops, what are they doing in town, and what can we do to make sure they don't start a trend? And just a note here, this is a question come in last week, and I understand in talking to people this weekend, they have closed down, but this is on a lot of viewers' mind, Janice. What do you think about an ordinance? And I think we have passed one this past year, but what's your thinking on this?
Well, really, I hadn't seen any of the adult shops, but my thoughts are, you know, some of us done got that age where we think we don't need the adult shop. But we still got our other citizens to think about. And we can make sure that don't be a trend, but I don't think we should take people thoughts away from them or let them have decisions.
Okay, a late question in this afternoon talks about the funding of Parks and Recreation. It's no mystery that the funding for Parks and Recreation have been in danger for years, but what kind of cuts do you see coming down the road? How do you feel about Parks and Recreation, Janice?
I think we need more parks, we need more recreation. I don't think we need to be doing, thinking about any cuts. We need to be figuring out how to make it more efficient for our community and how to make our parks and recreation better.
Okay, thank you very much. We're going to take another commercial break, and don't forget, coming up in just a few minutes, we've got that City Council Ward 2 between Gary Johnson and David Edmonds. We'll be back right after this word.
Allen's Heating and Air is your licensed Amana equipment dealer. Trust Allen's Heating and Air to install and service your heating and air conditioning unit. Allen services all brands. With the purchase of a new Amana unit, you'll get a lifetime warranty on the compressor. Allen's Heating and Air. Call Sean Clark or any of his friendly staff at Allen's Heating and Air. Amana Heating and Air Conditioners. Last and last and last.
Hello, my name is Calvin Sturgis, and I want to thank you for giving me the opportunity to serve on the Dublin City Board of Education for District 3. It has been an honor to be a part of such a great team for the past 4 years. Our board has made great strides in moving our school system forward. June of 2008, construction on the new high school began. March of 2009, Dr. Charles Ledbetter was hired as the new school superintendent. August of 2009, unitary status was established in all areas except personnel. September of 2009, the foundation for the Career Academy was laid out and a $3.15 million grant was awarded. January of 2010, after our strategic planning that included all stakeholders, we started the new charter system, which included the realignment and renovation of the elementary schools. 2010, we received the Title I Distinguished System Award. In 2010 and 2011, we received 2 21st Century Community Learning Grants totaling in excess of $2 million. We partnered with the City of Dublin on grants for sidewalks worth $470,000. The budget was balanced and met, including 180 school days for our students and no furlough days for our teachers. As you can see, District 3 and the entire city of Dublin have a lot to be proud of, and I would like to continue serving on the Dublin City Board of Education. I am asking for your vote and support to re-elect me, Calvin Sturgis, to the Dublin City Board of Education for District 3 on November the 8th of 2011.
Max and his son made their way homeward bound when mischievous rain dropped down, down, down. Safety was threatened by every roguish drip. They slipped and slid. They couldn't get a grip. Then along came the Michelin man, reminding them the right tire changes everything. Stop up to 29 feet shorter than a leading competitor with the Michelin tire. Michelin, a better way forward.
Duncan Tire Company with 2 convenient locations to serve you.
Welcome back, everybody, and want to let you know on deck coming up in Ward 2 right after this, David Edmond and Gary Johnson. And we're going to complete our first debate. Want to remind you, if you're just joining us, Miss Julia Drigger had a medical emergency with her family and was called out of town. We wish her the best, but we have with us her challenger tonight, Miss Janice Stewart. And Janice, first of all, before we go to a closing statement, is there anything we hadn't covered tonight you'd like to share with the viewers?
No, I think we covered most of everything.
Yep, we pretty well had a lightning round, what they call it tonight, just me and you here in the studio by ourselves. And we're going to go to your closing statement, and you've got whatever time you need.
I would just like to say to the supporters out there that the City Council election is November the 8th at STEWART Park. I will appreciate all your support, and remember, a vote for me is a vote for you and a vote for a change. And there are early votes, October the 17th.
Okay, thank you very much. Janice Stewart, she is the challenger in that Ward 1 for City Council, and we've got more debate coverage coming up right after this.